is a little bit about the life visioning process and what this is really about. This is such an amazing opportunity because so many times in life, we are wondering what the next step is, what the next iteration is, how we're going to move into this next idea of our lives. And life visioning is the process that allows us to catch something beyond what we already know. So I want to share with you a little bit about that. But before I begin the life visioning process, I want to welcome you all, and I want to thank you all for joining us. And just anchor in a moment, there's a process that we do, that I do, called an evocation. And an evocation is a realization that we are opening ourselves up to receive something. This is the whole point of the life visioning process. So right now in this moment, rather than invoking is inviting, right? I'm going to invite the muse to move through me. Well, from a spiritual perspective, we don't invoke anything because the presence is never absent. There's no way that the energy and love and presence and intelligence that birthed the entire universe is not present right here, right now, right where you are and right where I am. And so we evoke that awareness in our own selves. So we're going to take a quick moment here to just close our eyes as people are filtering in, and we're going to step into deep gratitude for this moment, for this opportunity, for Guidely providing this opportunity, this summit, for us all to come together in a unified field of consciousness. I'm grateful to be awake and aware and alive today. And from this gratitude, I recognize that there's only one thing happening, one source, one power, one life, one intelligence, one mind. It's happening in, through, and as all of us right now. It's my life, and it's each one who's listening's life, that we're all here together in this unified field. And if that's the truth, that we can't be separate from that, which is the fundamental foundation of all of life, love, beauty, intelligence, order, balance, and harmony, abundance of all manner, then I know that this talk, that each one listening, and that I, as a speaker, we are moved by the Spirit, that there's something I of my own self do nothing, but together with the awareness that a presence is moving through us, magic happens, new insights, revelations, understandings, new ways of seeing emerge that weren't there before. That's what's going on in this talk. I'm so grateful to name it good. I name it very good. I name it excellent. I name it creative. I name it outstanding. And I know that together we are generating a unified field that will catapult us all together to the next stage of our greatest yet to be. And if you are in agreement with me, even though I can't hear you, right where you are, join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay. Well, that's a little bit of an evocation, y'all. All right. So let's talk about some life visioning. And I want to really be aware of our time, because the biggest part of this is that we're going to do the process together. We're going to actually vision. So right now, I want to ask you to think about what drew you to this talk. What are you looking to vision for? What are you wanting to catch in your life? Is it a new relationship? Is it a new job? Or is there a project at work, a project in service? Is it your new life purpose? You've had an awakening and now there's something seeking to emerge. What are you looking to catch the vision of for yourself? Your life purpose, a project, a relationship. That is the thing I want you to be thinking about in the back of your mind, and we're going to move into that. All right. Are y'all ready? I can feel it. I don't need to be able to hear you because I can feel you. Now that's an important distinction right there. The universe doesn't hear us. The universe feels us. And that's why we need to be anchored in gratitude. We need to be open-hearted. And those are the key elements of the life visioning process. Before I begin on that, a quick note on God. I spoke a little bit about an evocation earlier and about a presence. Now, God can be a very triggering word. And so what I want to bring to your awareness is that here, we're not speaking of an anthropomorphic man in the sky that we pray to. Oh God, you are so very big and I'm so tiny and infinitesimal. No, we're speaking of a presence. We don't pray to anything. We pray from an awareness that we're one with it already. So that's a key distinction that I think is really important. And so if I use the word God, realize that you could be substituting that with the universe, with love, with beauty, with intelligence, with abundance, all the qualities of this divine presence, the all in all, the almighty, divine and loving, holy presence, the eternal one, whatever you want to call it. That's what I'm referring to. So don't get too triggered by the word God. Now, what is life visioning? Okay, dig this. When we want to create something in our lives, we can create from what we know. We can create from what we know we don't know. And then there's this whole field of what I don't know. So I know that I know that I can speak Spanish. I know that there's a language called Russian that I don't know how to speak. And there is also this whole realm of what I don't know. Life visioning anchors in that realm, and it differs from visualization, right? Visualization hangs out in the realm of what I know and what I know I don't know, right? So if I want to visualize for a car, a house, that I'm speaking in front of a stadium, or that I'm making that basket, or that my golf swing, right? Those are all in the realm of what I know. And maybe even it's a realm I'm visioning, or I have a visualization for this grand house out in the country with horses. And I know I don't have that, but I know I want it. So it's in the realm of what I know I don't know. I don't know how to get it, but I'm gonna create a vision. I'm gonna visualize it. I see it in my life. That's the realm of visualization. We are in the realm of visioning. Visioning is living in the realm of what we don't know. We're catching a vision for our highest purpose from the unified field of consciousness, the all possible consciousness, right? So there's something so good, so big, seeking to emerge through you that you don't even know what it is. It's too big for our current level of consciousness to contain. That is the power of life visioning. We're anchoring into the field of unified consciousness from all things possible, the realm of infinite possibilities, and grabbing a vision. We're catching this vision. So life visioning process is the process of creating a space in our awareness for a divine idea to emerge, something that we're not even aware of yet. It's very exciting. Okay. So when we're looking for, and you can use this process in many ways. When we're looking for guidance in our lives, we're in our next stage. I'm looking for guidance in my new career. I'm looking for guidance in my relationship. I have a project that I'm working on, and I need to know, I want to catch the vision for this project. What's the highest vision for this project? You can use it in all sorts of ways. So let me give you a little example of how it worked in my life. I'll be very brief because I want to anchor in our time so we can do this process together. So I was working with a group of people on a service project. We wanted to do a volunteer project. And this was, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And so we all got together and we did the life visioning process, which is a process, simply put, of entering into a meditative state and asking 4 very important questions and listening for an answer. And so we got together and we all visioned. And then at the end, we shared our vision. And one of the things that I got out of that vision was I saw kids, I saw trees, I saw a very clear snapshot. It was a house with 2 trees, a pathway. There was something brown on the side that looked like burlap. And there was a kid kicking something running through the sidewalk. That vision, everybody else in the group had visions of trees or kids or something outside. So we knew that our project was going to be around kids and being outside. And what we ended up doing as a service project was creating a day for gay homeless youth on the streets of Los Angeles. And it was a wonderful project. The project ended, we completed our service, it was done. Over 1.5 years later, by a very interesting, circuitous set of circumstances, I was led to meet a woman named Mama Hill, who has an after-school care program in Watts. And I met her and I ended up just falling in love with her. And I went to her after-school program and met the kids and, spent some time talking to her. Now, mind you, this is 1.5 years later after my vision. I forgot completely about that life visioning process that I did. And I met her, and after our talk, I asked her how I could help. And she said, well, I'd love for you to help me with a garden. The kids would love to learn how to garden. I said, I love gardening, I'll help. And I walked out of her house with her, and we walked into the backyard. The kids were playing, and there was that vision. There was her house, 2 trees, the pathway, and a kid kicking a ball. And that thing that I thought was burlap on the side, that was the garden. So I caught a vision a year and a half before of something that was seeking to emerge through me. And I later was able to confirm that that's what it is. Okay. So that was just one example of how visioning can happen. And please feel free. I'm checking out your questions. That we have our guests from Australia checking in, and thank you, Amir. And thank you, Shannon. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here. So that's an example. So any questions, don't hesitate to jump in. Now, we're going to step into the life visioning process itself, a brief description, and then we're going to do it. So there's 3 interactive components to life visioning. The first interactive component is love. We must understand that the fundamental cosmic undercurrent of the universe is love. Now, I thought for a long time, like, how can you say that? Like, how do you know the universe is love? Here's how I know that the universe is love. Because we are given the gift of life without any condition. I can do whatever I want with this life. I could be Mother Teresa, or it could be Hitler. The loving presence of the universe, this eternal intelligence, gives us each this gift of life with no condition, without selection. It is freely given. That's called unconditional love. So that's how I know that the universe is loving. And we must anchor ourselves into this cosmic realization that we are in a loving field. So that's the first interactive component, is that we generate a field of unconditional love. The second interactive component of life visioning is that we listen. We must create and cultivate a deep listening, as if when I ask these questions to you in this meditative state, you are listening as if someone is going to whisper the most important thing you've ever heard. That's the listening, deep listening, which involves a reverent alertness, a heightened state of awareness, of being wholeheartedly present. So when I'm asking you these questions, the answer can emerge in your awareness as anything. It could be a song, a phrase, a color, a word, a feeling, an image, a snapshot, a vignette, a person, right? It could be anything. You've got to listen and be so aware of anything that comes into your awareness. And then finally, the third interactive component of life visioning is meditation. So we're going to step into this meditative state, because it's in the meditative state that we hear beyond the audible, and we see beyond the visible, and we can step into the impossible. Meditation allows us to move beyond what our physical senses tell us and receive something beyond. The Bhagavad Gita says we were given, 2 eyes to see, but a singular eye to see, to behold the divinity. Right? So we're seeing with our singular eye in meditation. So the 3 interactive components of life visioning: love, deep listening, and meditation. And then the 4 aspects, the 4 questions of life visioning. So when we actually do the process, I'm going to lead you through a brief guided meditation. Open up the heart in unconditional love. And in that space of love that we're going to generate together, it doesn't matter if you're in Australia or Phoenix or Prescott or LA, we are connected in consciousness. And we will generate a conscious field, all of us, to have a journal handy and a pen. And then we're going to ask, there's several steps that we're going to do. I'm going to briefly describe them, and then we're going to do them. First step is we're going to become consciously aware of this presence. We're going to move into an open-hearted state of awareness of unconditional love. And then once we are fully in this state of love, the feeling tone, the universe doesn't hear us, it feels us. And we're going to feel that love. Once we generate that field together, and where two or more are gathered, the field is amplified. Once we generate that field, I'm going to ask you 4 questions. I'm going to guide you through this, but I'll briefly do. The first question is, what is seeking to emerge? What is seeking to emerge through me? What's the highest vision of my project, of my marriage, of my work, of my life? What's God's highest vision? What's the presence's highest vision? Remember, we're catching something from the realm of unknown, the realm of the unified field of infinite possibility. So we got to be really clear to listen, because it's not going to be something that we can identify with. Remember, my vision, that snapshot, I thought it was something else. But a year and a half later, man, it was something completely different. So the first question, what's seeking to emerge? The second question, what must I become, right? What must I become in order to midwife this vision? I've got to take on some new capacities, new skills, new talents, and I can't have, in reality, anything that I'm not aware of in consciousness. You know, we've all heard of stories of people who've won the lottery and 5 years later they're broke. That's because they didn't have the consciousness to hold the abundance that they received. So we have to first hold in consciousness so that we can receive in the physical. So the next question is, what must I become? What must I be in order to midwife this question, to midwife this vision? And then the third question is, what must I release? Right? What if something new is seeking to emerge, there is something old that I must let go of. What no longer serves me, if this is the vision that I'm seeking to manifest in my life? And then the fourth question is, what do I already have? What gifts and talents do I already have that will help me to birth this new vision? And then we're going to move into what I call the yes factor, right? Because everything is contained within our willingness. Everything is contained within our yes. So we're going to amplify that together. My yes is high. My willingness is high. And then the most important thing, the most important prayer you could ever say, the most important thing you could ever do to change your life is gratitude. Meister Eckhart says, if you have no other prayer, the only thing you need is thank you. And gratitude is the vibratory signature of it's already done. So when we step into gratitude after this process, we're signaling to the universe, I receive, it's already done. Okay, so those are the steps of the life visioning process. And what I want to do is move through this process with you and hopefully leave some time at the end for people to share in the chat what they got. Are you ready? Can somebody give me a yes? Type in a yes, because we're going to move into meditation. Woohoo! Thanks, Amir. Yes, Gina, I love it. Yeah, love you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, we're together. All right, so I'd like you to clear your laps. Thank you, everybody. I love the yeses. Yes. Clear your laps. Place your feet flat on the floor, and get into a comfortable position. And we like to meditate with our hands in the upright position, because it's a receptive position, and you can join the mudra of your thumb and forefinger together, completing the circuit. So right now, just get comfortable and taking note of the time so that we can be aware. I'm taking note of the time. You don't have to. Just begin to breathe, closing your outer eyes, leaving the world of effects, leaving the world of things, and stepping into this field of consciousness. Begin to just notice your breath. Notice the chair that you're sitting in, that it's supporting you. Feel that you can just lean into it. Let all the tension drift from your body. Notice if there are places of tension. Let your mind go to those places of tension in your body. And then notice the areas of your body where there isn't tension. And then go back to the areas where you feel tense. And bring your awareness to the areas where you don't feel tension. And notice that your body is a unified field. That you can shape shift and allow the areas that are not tense to imbue the areas of your body with that peace. Imbue the areas that might feel tension. Now feel that tension being drained away by the areas of your body that are relaxed. And now the whole system, the unified system, becomes more and more relaxed with each breath. And now bring your awareness to your heart space in the center of your chest. Almost as if you had little nostrils in your heart, that you're breathing in and out of your heart space. In and out. Feel this energetic center expand with each inhalation. Growing to the size of maybe a baseball. And the next inhalation to the size of a grapefruit. Breathing in and out of your heart. Feel that you are connected with each person on this call. You need not think about it. Just allow the vibratory frequency of consciousness to move through you, connected. Feel the energy that we're generating together, this field of consciousness, growing bigger and stronger with each inhalation. As we are generating this field of love, recall a moment in your life where you felt so loved, unconditionally loved. This love you didn't have to do anything for. You didn't have to get good grades or perform. You were just loved. It could be by a grandparent or a parent, the love of a child, a nephew or niece, a dear friend. It could be the love of a pet, a beloved pet, or a time in nature where you felt the presence so keenly, you felt so connected with all of life. Bring this into your awareness now. Place this in the unified field we are creating. And allow this feeling of love, of unconditional love, to fill your very being. See that smiling face. Feel that moment at the ocean, in the forest, in the mountains. There was no separation. And now at the clap of my hands, we are going to collectively magnify that love, that unconditional love, by a factor of 10. Breathe. And allow this love field to multiply, extending beyond the banks of your awareness into the room that you're in, filling the house or building that you're in. Breathing in and out, letting this love flood your being. At the clap of my hands, we amplify this by a factor of 50. This love overflowing, moving out, filling the city that you're in. Love, unconditional love, beauty, love. joy, and finally, multiplying by a factor of 100. We allow this love to be vibrating so high in our awareness. It fills any concept. Everything is full of this unconditional love wrapping around the globe. We see it and feel it from our heart center. Unconditional love. Allow yourself to be overtaken by this feeling of joy, by this feeling of beauty. And it is in this field of unconditional love, the cosmic energy that underwrites all of existence, we now ask our first question. What is seeking to emerge as me? What is seeking to emerge as my life, as my project, as my business? What is God's highest vision for my life? What is the universal mind's highest vision? It sees only love, too pure to perceive inequity. The eyes of the universal mind see you as perfect, whole, and complete. What's God's highest vision for my life, for my project, for my business, for my relationship? Allow yourself to listen, inclining your ear. Could come as a color, a word, a feeling. It's beyond a faculty of thinking. A divine idea is emerging through you from beyond the known. What is seeking to be expressed as you, as your life? Continue to breathe. There's no straining or struggling, just love. Stay in the field of unconditional love. It's all happening for you right now. Now we ask the second question. What must I become? What must I become for this new idea to emerge? What new skills? What new capacities? What new talents must I acquire in order to live this vision? What must I take on? What must I accept into my life? What must I become in order for this vision to emerge? What must I become in consciousness? What new capacities? What new skills must I develop for this new vision to be supported? Returning to your heart space. Drop out of the mind and into the heart. Breathe. And let the universal presence move through you. For it is this divine mind that has all the answers. Allow it. What must I become? What new skills, new gifts, new talents, new capacities, new capabilities? What must I acquire in consciousness for this new idea from the mind of the infinite that is seeking to emerge through me? What must I become? And now we ask the question, what must I release? What no longer serves me? It served me before, up to this moment, up to this time, but now there's a new vision seeking to emerge. I have new capacities. So what must I let go of? What must I release? What no longer serves me that is ready to leave? And just allow this to come into my awareness with ease and grace. Remember, into the heart, out of the head. Breathe through the heart. This is not a mental activity. What must I release in order for this new vision to come into fruition and fullness and manifestation? What must I let go of? What no longer serves me? And finally, what do I already have? What gifts and talents and skills do I already have? You're full of infinite capacities. What do you already have that serves this vision? You wouldn't have even be able to catch the vision if you didn't already have something within you that was ready to serve it. So what do you already have? What gifts? What talents do you already have? What skills are already within you? What capacities and capabilities and qualities and quantities do you already have that will birth this vision to its fullest expression? Take account of all the blessings that you already have within you. You're already it. Breathe in your heart. Stay in the field. And now we just simply move into an awareness of a yes. Everything is contained within our yes. Everything is contained within our willingness. How willing are we? So our yes factor is high right now. We open up to the possibility that everything that came through, every vision, everything that we have to release, every capacity and talent that we already have, every new capacity and skill that we're taking on, we say yes to. Yes, say it with me. Yes, I say yes to life. I say yes to this vision. I say yes to that which is seeking to emerge through me. Yes, I'm willing. Yes, I'm available. Yes, I am open and available to more good, more love, more life, more beauty, more abundance, more peace, more capacities than I have ever experienced, manifested, or created before. Yes, the yes factor is high right now. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. And now we move into a deep state of gratitude. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, love. Thank you, beauty. Thank you, divine intelligence. Thank you, ever-loving presence, divine and loving Holy Spirit. Thank you for that which is seeking to emerge. Thank you for creating this opportunity for us to receive a vision that is bigger than our current paradigm, outside of our current capacity to see, that we can become a midwife and a husband to that which is divine and perfect, seeking to emerge through us so that we can participate in this field. We just say, grateful, thank you, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, thank you, I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful, thank you. Allow the gratitude signature to rise up in your body. Say, thank you, God, thank you, life. And it is in this awareness of gratitude that I recognize that all things are unfolding from this unified field, this source of oneness, and that each one of us here is a participant issued from the divine mind of God, a divine idea, first in the mind of God, made manifest as you, right where you are, that you are connected to it automatically. You can't be separate from it. And the vision that you caught today is the divine idea that you came here to elicit, that you came here to express. So we are just standing in gratitude for this vision, gratitude for each life here, for each life is participating in the uplifting of the field, uplifting of the planet, in the manifestation of a new earth, a new heaven, a new way of being in love, free from worry, doubt, fear, obstacles. We are moving into a realm of fully expressed life. So grateful to speak this word, so grateful to know this truth. And we say, and so it is. All right. So as you come back to the room where you're at, I'd like to ask you to take a few moments to write down what you caught. Take a moment and write down what's seeking to emerge. What's God's highest vision? What must I become? What new skills and gifts and talents must I take on? What must I let go of? What no longer serves me? And the fourth question, what do I already have? What new capacities and skills and talents do I already have that will help me with this vision? So take a few moments now. We have about, 7 minutes left, 8 minutes left, something like that. So take a moment, and I'd love for anyone who would like to share either in the Q&A or in the chat, what came through? What's the vision? Something that came through. I'd love to see it. And while this is going on, let's put a little music on. So glad that you all are here. So good. Did you feel that? Did you feel the energy? Did you feel the love? Did you feel the field of unconditional love that we generated together? It was really cool. I felt it. I felt you all. So I'd love to see, in the chat, some of the things that came through for you as you're writing down what you're harvesting from this vision. I'd like to know if it was a powerful process for you. So Patricia, Sandra, Becky, love is everyone, is everywhere. Beautiful. What's the vision? Let's see, Sandra. Beautiful. Thanks, Sandra. Did any of you catch a vision of what's seeking to emerge through you? Thank you, Becky and Sandra, for your sharing. It's beautiful. I love that heart nostril too. Did anybody see what they needed to release? What was no longer serving them? Or what capacities they need to take on? What's the vision that you caught? What were you visioning for? Ah, Kathy, release fear. Yes. You know, there's something very important about fear. Okay, beautiful. Marissa also need to release fear and take on self-love. Okay, here's a teaching on fear. Nothing because I have too many disharmony and chaos in my life, but I feel slightly better. Okay, Melissa. So, and Joanne, release that the vision is too small for others to benefit from. Yes. Okay, that's beautiful. So, opinion and judgment about the vision. Like, how do we even know how people can vision, how people can receive from us? Confidence and further study. So listen, this idea of fear I want to address, and keep the comments coming. You guys are doing great. So here's the thing with fear. Fear, we begin with fear and recognize illusions of the world. Yes, thank you, Sheila. Tina, myself gardening full of gratitude. I saw yourself gardening full of gratitude and love, singing a song that my mom sang to me when I was young. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Thank you, Tina. We take fear and we realize that if there is a presence, like there's some things that we got to be fearful of, right? Like you don't want to walk down a dark alley in the middle of a big city at 3:00 in the morning, right? That's an okay fear. There's a good fear, right? But then there's fear like, I'm afraid of embarrassing myself, or I want to learn how to sail, but I'm afraid, right? That's the kind of fear that I'm talking about, right? There's a good fear. And oh, Katie, I want to see what you're saying, but let me finish this. But when we're in that fear of like something, like we're afraid of expressing ourselves, we then here's what you do: you take fear and you shape shift it into excitement. Like, okay, like I'm afraid of doing this handstand. There's fear I'm going to fall over. All right, so I'm going to be excited about it because I'm learning a new capacity. So I'm shifting that fear into excitement, and then from excitement, I take that excitement and I can shift it into enthusiasm. And the word enthusiasm means entheos, from the Greek, full of God, full of the life force itself. So fear becomes moving from fear to excitement, and then excitement to enthusiasm. Let's see what Carrie had a vision was all around dogs. That's okay. You don't have to know what to do with this. Remember, my vision didn't really make sense to me till a year and a half later, but maybe there's something around dogs. It'll keep coming. Stay with this because it'll come to you in the shower in 3 days. Katie says, through messages from her body, the 2 middle fingers in each of her hands have come. I need to just be, as I already have what I need, and I just need to allow the becoming to unfold. My head came down in the image of placing it on a guillotine. I need to cut off my head. I have so many gifts and superpowers. I am resources, weaving webs. All right, I love that. Right, maybe not the literal cutting off the head, but of moving out of this head, right? This thought, all the thinking and mind, right? Which is the opinion and judgment, and moving into the heart. That you already have so much. That's a beautiful vision, Katie. I love it. And Sandra, time to take steps towards doing something more aligned with who I am and why I'm here. So Sandra, this is the key of this process, is that we are seeing what that is, what's seeking to emerge, why, who you really are is love. And why you're really here is to perfect your loving, to be more loving in your heart. And how do you do that? What is the mechanism through which love is served? You serve love. Patricia, vision to develop a hospital-based treatment, develop a treatment and protocol with acupuncture for a hospital-based program for oncology patients. Beautiful. Wow. Great visions, everybody. This is good stuff. Thank you, Sandra. So this is, remember, if you didn't catch anything, it can come through in the shower. It can come through while you're walking. Stay very attentive to this truth that there is something seeking to emerge through you, that you are already connected with the divine mind, because you didn't create yourself. I didn't create myself. We were created from something. And the part contains all the qualities of the whole. I have 1 minute of teaching left. The wave can't be separate from the ocean. The wave is an individual expression of a greater whole. The sunbeam is an expression of the sun, not separate, containing all the qualities and quantities of the sun. So you and I are waves, individual expressions of this greater sea of consciousness. So we can allow that truth that who we are is an expression of the divine singular mind, and we can allow that to express through us That's the purpose of life visioning. Let's see, Melissa's developing her singing, but you need money for tuition. Here's what you do. You don't worry about the how, Melissa. Let the how be the wow. You stay with that feeling tone of gratitude. You see yourself singing. You see yourself expressing. You feel what it would feel like. You get grateful about it. You feel it like, wow. You see yourself, wow, right? Feel it so potently and watch this universal presence align things beyond your greatest expectation. Let the how be the wow, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And it looks like we are at 2:45. So I'm wondering if Gina, my team guidely guide, is going to come on.
I am right here, JJ. That was awesome. Awesome.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Any final words from you, JJ?
I just want to thank you all, and to deep realization that we created this field together, that the life visioning process is about finding a place in our consciousness for a divine idea to emerge, and that in consciousness, despite time and space, we were together. So each one of you was so important in generating this, and I just want to thank you, and I look forward to participating more with you. And thank you, Guidely, for this wonderful opportunity.